Hey guys, welcome to Just an Average Musician. Today we're going to talk about doing loops and rap songs. I write a lot of different types of music. I started a couple of other shows that I started working on some country songs. I'm stumped on them right now, so they're just going to kind of sit there. And that happens a lot when I'm writing. I'll come up with ideas and then they may sit for a month, and then the ideas will start to flow again. But I've got about 3 or 4 songs I'm working on right now simultaneously, and they're all just kind of at a standstill. I started working on lyrics for one. It still needs a lot of work. I started working on a couple of other musical pieces, and I'll get to those eventually. But today, this is one that's done. I did this with my nephew, and we initially wrote this song for a podcast that a buddy of mine was doing, and that podcast just never happened. You'll hear part of this as the intro to my podcast. So what I've been doing, I've just been doing a quick little mix of it. I want to kind of go through some of the different parts. I created the loops. I just basically went in and cut up. Sometimes I'll play drum parts and then I'll cut them up and put them to the grid. I have over here, I have an atom I can trigger. I have a strike kit over there. Sometimes I'll play the drum kit and then I'll cut it up. I don't really have a set way that I do it. But in this case, I did just a bunch of different loops, a bunch of different string patterns. And what I did is I would cut a part and then I would just fly it in. So it kind of has that to the grid vibe. So, because at least my interpretation of where I hear rap music, a lot of that isn't really live instrumentation. A lot of it is samples or maybe loops that they've created themselves and samples they've created themselves. That's what I did. I played parts and then I actually cut them up. So they sound more synthetic instead of organic. Maybe not synthetic, but they sound more to the grid, for lack of a better term, as opposed to being organic and not being perfectly in time. A lot of stuff that I play live instrumentation to, I don't want it to be perfectly in time. I want it to have that flow, so it's so that it grooves. It picks up a little bit in the chorus and pulls back on the verses. It's still within time with the click. But, as we go through those other songs, I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. Because I got, like I said, 4 or 5 other songs I'm working on right now. And they're still in the beginning phases, unfortunately. They have got bass guitar and drums for them. I got to add a whole other bunch of pieces. I might even rearrange them. I don't really know. But anyway, getting off on a tangent. Going back to this song, I'm going to start off with just the basic loops. I think that it's these 3 here. We're going to start here. Start from the top. So here we go. Some strings here. Then I bring in the rest of the strings. Going along with the drums there. That's the sample of the 808 I used. Just get the idea. So I'll let you hear basically. So the song starts off with an intro. Okay, let me just unmute all this. Get back to it. So don't mind me. This is a lot of parts here that I'm just trying to remember because I cut this quite a while back. So here we go. We're just here from the top.
They hate you first.
Yeah, sounds like we start off from the top. I'm gonna pull the vocal off for now. Here we go. So you got your intro. Here's your intro here. Then the whole verse. So with this, my idea was to have a more orchestral sound. So that was the vibe I was going for because I was thinking of using this for that podcast. The initial idea was written for, and of course I ended up using it for myself. In that time, today I just pulled it back up and I said, well, I think it'd be pretty good to show you guys that are into doing loops and things of that nature. You just got to cut it up. I mean, you literally, if you're locking everything to the grid, you can take a kick sample and throw some verb on it or delay on it, whatever, EQ it however you want, and then you can create your own sounds. And that's what I did here. So it basically, I think it's verse, chorus, and then he repeats it the second time, which I thought was interesting because it's basically, I haven't heard a lot of songs done like that in quite a while. The music is just building. I'm adding different pieces. I'm adding different orchestral things throughout. It's basically taking the same melody from beginning to end and just building as we go. Kind of that pop mentality of basically having a simplistic 4-bar phrase and then building around it. So, when you're writing your songs, try to do the same thing. Find that cool groove you like, find that cool melody, and then think about ways to build little things that people hear, like little hooks. Just little things that come in and out. And like I said, there's no set way to write a song. There's no set way to arrange a song. These are just some of the things that I do. And I'll leave a piece of the song at the end so you can check it out. And I'll record a piece of it so that you can actually hear what it sounds like, as opposed to through my mic over here that I have in the room, because it'll probably sound a little better. Anyway, guys, I hope this helps. Let's jam.
I don't just think it, I know it. They hate you first, then they in love with you. This life can get hard, but keep going. One of me work like a bunch of you. Look to the sky like, oh Lord. Believe in me, see I'm untouchable. I'm gonna get where I'm going. You ain't doing it if you comfortable. If you just chillin', then how you progressin'? We all facing problems, the problems are testing. The pain hurt my chest, burning like cigarettes. But I'ma just fight it, I'm ready to get it. Words that I use in my sentence selective. The subject has substance and words are impressive. You only hear once, suggest that you just live. So go find a passion and get some incentive. Listen to discomfort daily, cause I'm growing as I'm living. Every day improving out.